The bottom line is that Canada is becoming an increasingly Asian-influenced country. If you note here the orange bars on the top and the blue bars in the middle, it actually shows you, it illustrates a bit of a changing of the guard in Canada, where you see the blue bars shrinking and shrinking over time. That represents European immigration. And you see the orange bars, how they're increasing over time. In the next census, you're going to see this gap to be even wider. It shows that we're becoming an increasingly Asian-influenced country. And a lot of the I call it cultural baggage, or the unique preferences that European immigrants brought to Canada that are very much considered mainstream. So if you look at Italian culture, and it's very similar in the US as well, but if you look at Italian culture as an example, if you look at Greek culture, if you look at Portuguese culture, a lot of what they had brought to the country has become very mainstream. And that's exactly what's happening now in Canada, where a lot of Asian culture is becoming very, very mainstream and very widely adopted and very widely accepted as well. And this is essentially an unstoppable trend. Reason being, as a country, we're an aging population. Canada's an aging population, and we don't have enough babies in the country as well. And as a result, if there was no immigration in the country, we'd actually have a declining population by the year 2031. And therefore, that's why Canada has such an aggressive immigration policy. It's to offset that population decline and ensure that we continue to grow and prosper. And the point again I wanted to make is that when I come to a lot of these conferences and we talk about multicultural marketing, a lot of the focus is typically on Hispanic and African American, and Asian collectively is a bit of an afterthought, I'll say. What's amazing in Canada is that the Asian community is equivalent to our African American and our Hispanic. Those are the big two. Those are where the multicultural marketing dollars are actually flowing. So it's not so much of a conversation with corporate Canada about the importance of the Asian consumer. It is, if you want to reach the immigrant consumer, if you want to reach the multicultural consumer, these are essentially the default choices. And you see again how small our numbers are. Only 1.9 million South Asians and 1.5 million Chinese. Contrast that with the population that you have in this country. I think it's about 4 million Indians alone, and 3.5 or so Chinese in this country. You don't even need to aggregate those numbers. That still trumps what we have. But again, with such a small population and such a small percentage of Asian consumers, we've actually been able to achieve a lot. And we're going to continue to achieve a lot of greatness as well.